Okay, so I got bits and pieces of the purge. So I've always said that your home, wherever you live, that's your jail cell. Okay? They want you living in the cell phone. Remember I said before they want you in a coma? They want you to sleep forever? That's full mind control. Meaning if they want you to wake up, you wake up. Otherwise they put you in a theta state and you stay asleep in a dream world. Well, anyway, like martial law, what happens at martial law? They don't lock nobody up. They make everybody stay in the house. Just like the pandemic. How was the pandemic? The pandemic was if you got to go to work, you go to work, but nobody's hanging out on the streets. They practice martial law in Florida all the time when they have tropical storms and hurricanes. They always say either evacuate or stay in the house. They don't want nobody on the street after dark. They practice that in Orlando all the time. And they use heat sensor helicopters to make sure nobody's out on the street during a tropical storm or hurricane. So, your home. The first problem is if you don't have a home, they got to put you in a place like a concentration camp or a jail or a prison or just euthanize you. Secondly, if you do have a home, you got to start abiding by that law or that concept of what they want, their plans. And why do you think they build high rises with 1,000 units? Why do you think they have high rises with everything you need from gyms, tennis courts, and all that? Because they need you to be in your expensive jail cell, period. And in that process, you have to realize it's just different levels. You choose. Do you want to live off of them at the lowest level, or do you want to live freely at your highest level? So that's the first stage of the purge. Are you going to live on welfare, or are you going to work to have a sense of level of freedom? Even though you're not free, it's just a level higher than that. But when those funds run out, what happens next? You're either going to reach your hand out and beg for help and assistance, or you're going to figure out how to work your magic and do it on your own. Clean your own water, build your own shelter, build your own protection. Study the pyramid. What's at the bottom? Shelter and health. So, yeah, the purge run deep. The basics are very important. Do you have an address? Are you going to be living like feral people? What are you going to be doing? And then after that, some people are going to realize it may not even be safe to have an address anymore. You might want to live off the grid because they're so busy trying to put us on the grid. Why do you think they came up with the Obama phone? To put everybody on the grid. No matter if you didn't have a cell phone or not, they decided to give them away for free because they needed your whereabouts. They needed your signature. They needed you tapped into the cloud. And the only way they could get you in the cloud is if you get a smartphone. So yeah, the purge is real in so many levels. Just know that you're already in your cell. Okay? It's just up to you to figure out how you're going to turn your sale. And I don't care, like, if you're on a homestead, if you have land, your dwelling is your sale. And when they want to change laws and govern, they will. If they want to take what you have, they will. If they want to feed their whole military, they will. With everything that you have worked so hard for. Another thing, we see so much dirt and crime go on, but people only march. They program so much about how they uh, got rid of or dismembered a uproar with melanated people. Like, so let's say if you wanted to fight back, they show how they use certain things like the firefighters and stuff to put out that. They never promoted how anybody ever went to war. They only talk about Indians going to war. That's the only thing. They only talk about bow and arrows and Indians and smallpox. But they'll never show an uprising of melanated people in the Americas fighting for justice or freedom or anything of that such. Because that type of programming will cause you to unite and stick together. So they just going to keep indoctrinating you with slavery, Indians, and all of that. That's your indoctrination. In your home where you pay bills and where you would never officially own your dwelling because you pay taxes is your jail cell. So that's another phase of this purge. You just have to realize there's people out there that are willing to take what you have. Think about it. Think about it. If they say that they are not, that the other rule that they want to pass is somebody could live in your shed, your home, and it's up to you to realize what level of force you want to use to get them out of your home, get them out of your space, that the police are not going to do anything in public or private dwellings. That's letting you know right then and there you're set out to destroy each other. That's letting you know right now that there's a foreign policy that's allowing foreigners to take what you have. Anybody able to come on your property and tell you they're living on your property without your permission is an alien, is a foreigner. That means that somebody could walk right across the border and say, I'm going to take your farmland, I'm going to take everything you got, and one of y'all got to choose what force y'all going to use to handle your business. So, all I can say is take as many self-defense classes as you can and learn as many arts and crafts as you can dealing with your own human anatomy, because you're going to need it. Things are not going to go backwards. Things are definitely going forward. And it's funny how they strip you of your war tactic mindset. They strip you of your instincts and they pollute you so that you don't have those instincts as a warrior, just to turn around and put you in a civil war anyway. Yeah. So then you beg and plead that you need some type of assistance or government, something governing your mind or the people around you.